Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Golden Standard. Today, we're going to talk about the word bravery. When you became a member of this team, you committed to live by the following phrase: I am brave. I have the courage to speak up when something looks or feels amiss, even if I might look bad or less knowledgeable. We work in an industry that is hazardous. It's dangerous at times, and it's our responsibility in part to contribute to the safety of the process, safety of the economics, and the integrity of this team. And so if something doesn't feel right, it needs to be said. It can't be gone unspoken. And I understand that there's a natural fear in looking like the one guy in the room that doesn't know what's going on, and you feel like it's going to look bad. My greatest encouragement, my greatest desire for you is to feel like this, your workspace, is a safe space for you to talk about what doesn't feel quite right or look quite right. And this needs to be open, it needs to be talked about. And if it comes to a hazardous environment and process safety, certainly something needs to be said so that it can be addressed. And perhaps it already is being addressed, but to you, if it's not clear to you how it's being addressed, it might not be clear to somebody else. And so for that reason, if it doesn't feel quite right, something needs to be said. And so my challenge to you today is to explore ways in which you can level up, to explore ways to have greater courage. And let me also remind you that courage is not the absence of fear. It is that when you are afraid, you have a commitment to still do what is right. Even if it means you're making a suggestion it's going to cost more money, or it's going to delay a project, or it's going to have some other perceived negative outcome. It doesn't matter. We need to make sure that everyone's comfortable. And just because you voice your discomfort with something does not always mean that your proposed solution will be the right one, but it will start a dialogue about what perceived risks are and where we can improve the communication around risks. And at times, yes, there will be needed material changes that will have to happen to address certain risks. And so that's true on the process safety side. That's also true on the financial modeling work that we do and the due diligence work that we do. If something on a deal doesn't quite feel right or kosher, certainly somebody needs to say something. Because we don't want a deal to go through, a transaction to happen, only later to find that something wasn't quite right, and that a client is dissatisfied or put out, or maybe we're put out. And so my challenge again is to find ways that you can level up in your bravery, and to find ways to increase your courage to just raise your hand and ask the questions that you might think are the dumb question. I promise that if you do, you'll command greater respect from your team, because I promise you there's someone else who has that question too, that they're feeling a little nervous, or it doesn't nag them quite as bad as it's nagging you, and so they haven't said something yet. And when you do it, they'll often voice like, I was struggling with that as well. So you're not alone here, and so I promise you that you will not feel alone. You, over time, certainly will feel like you're in good company. It'll grow your trust in your team. It'll grow your confidence in your own work as an engineer, as a consultant, as an analyst or financial modeler, and it'll allow us as a team to have greater success. So I'd love to hear your stories about your bravery, and happy day trying to level up in this area. Thank you.